David Glenn, part of the David Glenn Show out of the great state of North Carolina, and, of course, a new network on his YouTube channel, the Grand Central Station for David Glenn's new YouTube channel. And, of course, it's ncsportsnetwork.com. They're adding subscribers all the time. You want to get in and check that out. Well, let David tell us about it before he gets out of here. David, welcome in, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Jake. Good to be with you again.
Hey, thank you so much. Two things I want to talk today. One, let's go basketball first, and then I want to talk this ACC fiasco that continues to fester over there in your part of the world. When you look at the Sweet 16, obviously Clemson still alive in this Sweet 16. We know North Carolina State continues, to move on down the line here, and of course you got Duke in there as well. The SEC got a lot of a lot of spots. It didn't turn out well. Just Tennessee and Alabama are left, but the ACC, as far as the conference, continues to thrive into the Sweet 16.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And remember, the ACC is the most successful league in the history of the NCAA tournament, and that's not my opinion. It's the only league that's won more than two-thirds of its games historically, and I mean going all the way back to 1939. So whether you look at the long term, you look at the short term, or you look at the in-between, the ACC, not every year, but in the bigger picture, has been the number one league. And 3 of the last 8 national championships, for example, back that up with 3 different schools doing it, with Duke in 2015, UNC in 2017, and then UVA in 2019. These 4 teams, I think, are cut from different cloths. I think Duke and Carolina are capable of not only getting to the Final Four, but making a run at a national championship, whereas Clemson and especially NC State, they are certainly more underdogs because I watched the Wolfpack, Jake, lose 7 of its last 9 regular season games. It's not like they were building momentum at the end of the regular season, but since the regular season ended, of course, they went to Washington, D.C. and won 5 games in 5 days to claim the Wolfpack's first ACC title in 37 years, and now they're 2 for 2 in the NCAA tournament in the one-and-done format. So the Wolfpack is the closest thing we have, really, I think, to a Cinderella in this Sweet 16, at least seed-wise, that is the case. But Clemson's playing some really good basketball, so who knows? Maybe the ACC will have 2 or 3 teams still standing come the Elite Eight as well.
David Glenn on your radio, Wednesday edition of the program. Make sure to find him on X as well at David Glenn Show. That's David Glenn Show. And, of course, go to davidglennshow.com. All right, so Duke taking on Houston. So you would not be – you've seen Duke as much as anybody. You wouldn't be surprised if Duke knocks Houston out on Friday.
No, I understand why Houston's the favorite. They've earned that 32-4 record. They're incredibly well coached by Kelvin Sampson, a guy I've known for a long time. He's actually a North Carolina native, and I knew when he was a really young guy. They're tough. They're physical. They're one of the best defensive teams in the entire country, the Houston Cougars. Duke actually is one of the best offensive teams in the entire country. So when the Blue Devils have the ball, this is going to be elite against elite. And I think the Blue Devils, who are one of the youngest teams left in this tournament, 6 of their top 7 are freshmen and sophomores. Can the young Duke talent, Kyle Filipowski was an All-American, he's a sophomore. Jared McCain might be another NBA lottery pick. He's only a freshman guard, but he just set the Duke record with 8 three-pointers in an NCAA tournament game. Can that NBA caliber talent offensively at Duke be enough to knock out a number 1 seed in one of the best defensive teams in the country? I mean, I'd back away from the betting window on this one. They're both great teams. They're both capable of winning the whole thing. And it really comes down to whether the younger Blue Devils can match the physicality, the intensity, and the toughness of the older Cougars.
David Glenn discussing ACC Sports NCAA Tournament, Wednesday edition of the program. Make sure to find him on X. And, of course, we'll let him tell you about his new YouTube channel, his new outlet. I want you to get in there and check that out as well.